Hi, Verbling. Glad to be back. I have two more classes left, and this hour we're going to be discussing stress and diet and how they relate a little bit. Su Ming, welcome to class.
Yes, how are you? How about your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was wonderful. I spent it eating a lot and celebrating um, a vowel renewal. So it was like the 25-year anniversary of some people that I know here. So it was a party weekend.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah, what
Wonderful.
did you do?
I spend my day on the beach.
Lovely. Very nice. I bet the
Yeah,
weather is perfect right now.
yes, that's great. Sunlight and not cloudy. Very great to enjoy the sunlight and swim in the ocean.
Yeah, take advantage of the summer months. All right. Anna, welcome to class.
Hello.
Did you change your picture?
Uh, my picture. This is me.
Oh, I think it changed. I've had you in class before, right?
No, this is my first class with you.
Okay, that's why the picture is different. Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I live in Spain.
Cool. And are you enjoying the summer months also right now?
Of course, this is a nice weather to me, and I enjoy these hot days.
Mmm. Yeah. Better than the cold days of winter.
Yeah, yes.
What's your favorite summer activity?
Well, I enjoy a lot go outside to the countryside with my bike, or also walking by there, and also going to the beach.
Sounds nice.
Yeah,
All right. Good to have you in class with us, Anna.
thank you very much. I'm very happy with you too.
Anatoly, welcome to class.
Thank you. Hello.
And do you have anything fun planned for this week?
Only for weekend because today is Monday and the first working day here.
Yeah, I see. So what are you planning for the weekend?
The weekend I'm planning bicycle trip in a green area in center of Moscow where I live. If
Oh,
of
wow.
course mm, would be sunny day would be yes.
That's nice. A nice sunny summer day. Sounds beautiful.
Yes.
Okay. Mean, welcome to class.
Yeah,
Did I say your name right? Mean?
yes, my name.
Where are you from, Mean?
I'm from Vietnam. Yes,
Excellent.
nice to meet you.
Glad to have you here with us. Do you have anything fun planned this week?
This week,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I travel with my family and enjoy many things in there.
Wow, travel. Nice.
Yes,
That sounds like fun. And
thank you.
Amp Ray, welcome to class.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Well, thank you.
Do you have anything fun planned this week?
Probably yes, because it's the foundation anniversary of my city. Probably
Wow,
we are
cool.
going to go to a gastronomic festival.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I'm jealous.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful.
So, a lot of good food this week.
Yes, a lot of variety.
Very nice. Well, maybe we'll be able to talk a little more about that today because Our topic is food and stress and how they work together.
Yes.
All
Definitely.
right. And Jarek, welcome to class.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
What are you doing that's fun this week?
You mean last weekend?
Or this week? It's the beginning of
this
the
week?
week. Do you have anything wonderful planned?
I have to work until Friday.
Yeah, wonderful. No, probably not. Do you have anything else planned this week aside from work and, normal stuff?
I don't actually know. I just work. Yeah, verbally. Part of my work.
Good answer. No, I'm just joking. Study can be fun, but not always.
Yeah.
All right. So I put the article we're going to read later in the chat box. And before we get into that article, let's talk a little bit about food. So what are some staples in your diet? Some staples. Staples in my diet are oatmeal, definitely. I have oatmeal every day for breakfast. And if I don't have oatmeal, I get very cranky. And maybe chocolate. I have chocolate almost every day, I'm pretty sure. And let's see. Pasta. I think those are my 3 main staples. Oatmeal, pasta, chocolate, bananas. Bananas. Those are my staple foods. So those are foods I have almost every day. And when I'm really hungry and I can't think of what to make, I make pasta, or I have a banana, or I make some oatmeal. Those are things I always have around. So I want to know, what are staples in your diet? Amp, can you tell me what are some staples in your diet?
Chicken, milk, and for fruit, papaya.
Yum, I love papaya. So chicken, papaya, and what was the other one?
Milk. Milk.
Milk.
Yeah.
Hey, that's another good staple. Delicious. All right. So you have those almost every day?
Yes.
Good choices. Anna, how about you? What are some staples in your diet?
The staples in my diet are vegetables and fruits, and fish, and white meat, and also milk.
All right, that sounds pretty healthy.
Yes.
Pretty healthy staple.
Yes.
Anatoly, what are some staples in your diet?
In the morning, every day except weekend, I eat a yogurt. One yogurt and small piece of yogurt, which I usually leave. My wife gives my cat. I share this yogurt with my cat, and and every day food for me is bread, and not every day, but often enough fried potatoes.
Those are pretty delicious. So you have yogurt, bread, and potato, right?
Yes.
Okay. Jarek, you're up next. What are some staples of your diet?
My diet, there's 3 staples in my diet. The first is rice, of course. In China, there are main courses, and the second is pork. I think I like pork very much. And the third one is, I think, McDonald's. Is that supposed to be a staple?
McDonald's?
Yeah.
All right, that could be a staple. You could say that.
I'll take McDonald's as dinner every day almost.
Understand. Fast and easy for sure. And delicious.
Yeah, it's delicious.
All right. Min, what are some staples in your diet?
Rice. Yes, I eat rice every day. And eggs, because my parents grow chicken, feed chicken. And beside that, milk, fruits, vegetable. Actually, it's not stable, but it's just, just rice and eggs, milk is stable in every day.
All right. Rice, eggs, and milk. Good list. Su-Ming, you're up. Tell us some staples in your diet.
Sorry?
Okay. Rice, noodle, vegetable, fish, and pork.
Okay, a pretty wide variety of things. Nice. All right. So, after talking a little bit about staples in our diet, I want to know if you believe that the food you eat affects your mood. So, I mentioned earlier that I have oatmeal for breakfast, and when I don't get my oatmeal for breakfast, I feel like I haven't started my day right. My tradition of oatmeal hasn't worked out. So this time I'll go the opposite direction. Tell me if you think the food you eat affects your mood and how. Su-Ming, tell us, how do you think the food you eat affects how you feel?
Affect the food.
Are there any foods that help calm you down or any foods that get you excited and energetic?
Oh, I think not really, except the duck. When you're doing duck, you'll be exciting.
Duck?
Duck.
Like the bird? A duck? Drugs. Okay. Yes, consuming drugs will change your mood, that's for sure. All right, interesting point. But nothing else. All right. Min, how about you? Can you tell us if there are any foods that affect your mood? Happy, sad, anxious, calm?
Yes, when I hungry or I sad, I will eat watermelon because I love bread and watermelon will help me. It will help my emotion better. And in other situation, it's not special. I think so. Yeah.
All right, watermelon. Great choice. I love watermelon. Jarek, how about you? Are there any foods that change the way you feel? Happy, sad, comforted, or calm?
I feel guilty whenever I eat a huge Big Mac.
Good point. That's an excellent point. Yeah, I feel that way too sometimes. You're like, oh, what did I do to myself? I did bad.
Yeah, it's too fat there.
Yes, that's an excellent point. All right, Anatoly, are there any foods that affect how you feel?
Well,
I think.
sí.
Sorry. Anatoly, will you tell us first, and then Anna will go next.
Okay. I think a cup of coffee could give additional energetic to my mind, to my heard. And sometimes a cup of tea could add something for which could help cope with stress.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I totally agree with you. I frequently have tea during classes, and I feel like it helps me to relax and be a more effective teacher. And Su-Ming, vodka?
Yes, some gives me answer. No, no.
I guess
it is
that's
not.
true. I mean, alcohol definitely does change your mood and affect your body's balance. Not a bad point.
I'm not sure. I use alcohol very seldom.
I see. Yeah, well, that's probably good.
Yes.
Probably the healthier way to be. Thank you, Anatoly. Anna.
First of all, I'm sorry for interrupt, but I heard Anatoly, and I thought I was me. Okay.
That's okay.
Okay. In general, I feel good when I eat healthy food. I feel better with myself, and my body works better also.
So what kind of healthy food makes you feel good about yourself?
As I said before, fruit and vegetables and fish mainly. Also, sometimes when I suffer migraine, I need sweets, chocolate, but not every day.
All right, yeah. I think that's true for me too. I'm very comforted and happy when I get chocolate, so I think that could definitely have a health benefit there.
Yeah.
All right, and Amp, how about you? Any foods that change your mood?
No, not really. But when I feel sick, I like to drink chamomile tea. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Makes you feel a little more comfortable and cozy. Totally agree. All right. Harry, welcome to class.
Hello again.
We have been discussing stress and food. So right now the students were responding to what foods make them feel a particular emotion. Like candy and chocolate might help you get rid of a headache, or coffee makes you energetic, a hamburger might make you feel guilty. Are there any other foods you think give you a certain emotion?
Yes, they can give you an emotion. You want to cover the emotion maybe with the food. You want to cover your emotion.
Okay, so people use it to calm themselves down sometimes by eating?
To satisfy, I think they can forget their feelings with food, so they need special food, but it helps. I have only a question. When you are very sad and you eat food, did you lose sadness?
I guess it depends on the person and it depends on the food. I usually don't feel less sad, but I feel comforted by things like tea or maybe a piece of cake. It makes me feel like it's a luxury. So if I'm really sad and I eat a piece of cake, I feel a little better because I feel like, well, I can take care of myself. I'll allow myself a piece of cake or a cup of tea or some kind of like comfort.
Okay. Yes, I do it also. I do it also because I think, it is very quick, especially when we are at the supermarket. We can't stop putting the sweet stuff.
Yeah, I'm terrible at shopping when I'm hungry. I just buy all the sweets. okay.
ice cream. Ice cream. I like to eat ice cream when.
Only during the summer, though. Not really good when it's the winter.
Oh, also we have hot not hot, raspberries. I cook hot raspberries with wine and sugar, and I put it over the vanilla ice cream, and it's really
That
delicious.
sounds amazing. Definitely a comfort food. All right. So I put the article in the Verbling chat box, and I'm putting it in the Google chat box now. We're going to switch to the article and use it to guide our discussion a little bit. All right, and I'll screen share it for anybody who needs. So, food-mood connection. How you eat can amp up or tamp down stress. And if we get time, we might come back and listen to this story. It's an interesting story, and you can find the transcript over on the right side. So if you want to see exactly what they're saying, you can look at the transcript. Or just listen along and see how much you understand. They have a beautiful picture here of some foods. And the article begins below. Paragraph number 1. Let's have Ampere read the first 2 paragraphs for us here. They're short.
Okay. The more you're stressed, you are not alone. More than a third of the participants in a national survey conducted by NPR, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, and the Harvard School of Public Health said they changed their diet during stressful times. And many of us are quite quick to turn to either sugary food or highly refined carbohydrates, such as bagels or white pasta when the stress hits.
Thank you very much. And the next paragraph, next 2, Anna, will you read them for us?
Yes. There can be a bit of a vicious cycle, says David Lagin, a professor of pediatrics and nutrition at Harvard University and a researcher at Boston Children's Hospital. When we feel stressed, we seek foods that are going to comfort us immediately, but oftentimes those foods lead to such and crashes in hormones and blood sugar that increase our susceptibility to new stresses. Now,
yeah, that was a long word. No, you can continue and read that last paragraph for us.
Okay. Now, of course, we can't control lots of the events and circumstances that lead to stress, but Lagin says our body chemistry can very much affect how that stress gets to us.
Thank you very much. So let's go over that word that's kind of difficult to pronounce. Susceptibility. Susceptibility. 6 syllables there. Yeah, it's a tough one. What's the definition? Can anyone give us a definition for the word susceptibility?
Sensibility? No.
Yeah, similar to sensibility. Can anyone add to that definition? So susceptible is if you're particularly vulnerable to something. So the hormone and blood sugar might increase your ability to get this stress. Any other vocabulary questions from these first few paragraphs? What about carbohydrates? Everyone's familiar with carbohydrates, right? What is a carbohydrate? Give me some examples of carbohydrates.
This is a
Sugar, honey.
Like
Well, there's a lot of sugar in carbohydrates.
bread,
Flour.
rice,
Flour, bread. What else?
Rice.
Rice, yeah.
Pasta,
Pasta,
all sweets.
yeah. Sweets, cookies, cakes. They have a lot of carbohydrates in them. And we also have proteins. What are some proteins?
Fish,
Meat,
fish,
pork,
Cheese.
What about, yeah, cheese. That's a good one. How about some other vegetarian proteins? We've got meat and fish, but then we also
Soy.
have cheese,
Soy.
soy, yeah. What else?
beans,
tofu,
Tofu and beans, lentils,
Milk.
milk, eggs. All right. Okay. So no other questions before we move on? Let's do it then. The next 2 paragraphs are for Anatoly to read.
Okay. He points to a study he and some colleagues published in the journal Pediatrics several years back. They gave teenage boys different types of breakfast meals. One included protein-rich eggs, while another meal included high-fiber steel-cut oats. A third meal of instant oatmeal was highest on the glycemic index, a measure of how quickly sugar is absorbed and how soon a food is likely to make you hungry again.
Thank you very much. And the next 2 paragraphs, Harry.
After the highly it's a new word, refined instant oatmeal blood sugar soared but then crashed a few hours later, Ludwig says. And when that happened, the stress hormone adrenaline or epine how do I pronounce it? Epinephrine surged to very high levels. Ludwig says the links between food and mood are complex, and just as there are individual differences in susceptibility to diseases, there are differences in response to food too. Not all of us are equally sensitive to food like instant oatmeal high on the glycemic index.
Awesome. So we have a lot of vocabulary here. Let's talk a little bit about it. Do you guys have questions? What about the glycemic index? Has anybody heard of that before?
Nope.
The level of sugar.
So when you eat something, it breaks down into different elements, and something with a high glycemic index means that it breaks down quickly and is mostly sugar. So it's not really something that's very good for you. And that's why they're saying in this experiment they gave teenage boys different breakfasts, and the one that was the highest in sugar content and the fastest to absorb was the instant oatmeal, because it's highly refined. What does refined mean?
That is not in natural state. They are under a lot of chemicals procedures.
Exactly. Something very industrialized or processed. Whereas the more simple or natural foods would be the eggs and the high fiber steel cut oats. Do you guys have any other questions? We saw the word susceptibility again. This time talking about diseases. Any other questions on these words?
No.
Does anybody use instant oatmeal?
No.
I think it's a culturally American thing, and probably in the UK as well. But instant oatmeal is like this really fast cooking oatmeal. So it's already chopped up and ready. You just put it in a bowl with water or milk and you microwave it for like a minute and it's ready. But it's a very processed thing and possibly not very good for breakfast. What do you guys have for breakfast? Amp, what do you have for breakfast in general?
Coffee plus with milk, bread, papaya, and orange juice.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a pretty broad breakfast. You have some carbohydrates and some fruits.
Yeah,
So you
and
think that
protein
gives you
with
a good
milk.
start to your day?
Sure. Enough until I have my lunch.
All right. Sounds good. Anna, what do you have for breakfast?
I used to eat for breakfast fruit, generally kiwi, and coffee and milk, and also toast bread with tomato and cheese.
Yum. That sounds amazing. You should come make breakfast for me one time.
Yeah.
Mm,
Anatoly, what do you have for breakfast?
I don't have a definite choice, but very often I eat bacon and eggs and a cup of tea. Nothing specific.
High protein breakfast then. And you think it gives you a good start to your day?
Maybe coffee.
All right, yeah, coffee for a boost of energy.
Yes.
All right. Harry, what do you eat for breakfast?
I like to eat oatmeal, but I don't use the instant. I use the whole corn.
The steel cuts?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. And do you put anything in your oatmeal or do you eat it plain?
No, I use the dried. They are from California. We call it the dried. I have to look it up.
Dates?
1 second.
I think they're probably dates.
No, the plum.
Oh. So that would be prunes. Dried plums are called prunes.
Okay. And I like to eat. Do you know it? Pretzel. The pretzel. Oh, I like it with butter in it.
A pretzel?
Yeah. German pretzel. Do you know it?
I think so. It's got a special shape, right?
Yes, yeah. It's really great. I like it very much with butter
Like this.
inside of it, and I like to eat yogurt with fresh fruits and
So
honey
all of this in one breakfast, or do you have this over many days?
on different days, not in
Okay.
in one day, on different days.
So this is a pretzel, right?
1 second. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, those things are delicious. All right. And how do you think those foods affect your day?
Yes. How can I? It's a good question. It shouldn't affect my day because it. But I think when I eat healthy things, I can do things much better. But that's not true. That's not true for me anymore.
No?
No, I feel much better when I say, oh, I'm satisfied with less. Now I have only 2 slices of toast bread in my house. I have a little bit marmalade and not any more. And I say, oh, that's enough. Maybe it's good for me to eat only these 2 slices. But I think it's not good when I think, oh, I have to go to shop more from marmalade. I want to eat ananas or watermelon for breakfast. That's no. I think sometimes it's okay when I eat a normal breakfast without special things, and I can do also my work during the day. And yeah, I noticed it. I don't need special food to be durable during the day.
Oh, that's good. And you said ananas. Do you mean pineapple?
Yeah, pineapple. Yeah, exactly.
Ananas is the Italian word for it, right?
In German.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ananas.
That's really interesting. It's also ananas in Italian.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I'm fascinated sometimes by where words come from. All right. And let's see, Jarek, what do you have for breakfast and how does it affect your day?
I normally have steamed vermicelli roll. Is that right? I think it's some
So it's like a pasta?
It's not a pasta. It's made of rice. It just you grind the rice into powder and you dissolve them and steam them. You could lay some eggs and lay some bacon or fresh meat or fresh paste. Just whatever you want.
All right, so like a rice base and some kind of meat is your usual
Yeah.
breakfast, right?
Yeah.
And how does that affect your day?
It makes me feel normal. It's offer me energy to do things until the lunch.
All right.
And that's all, I think.
Okay. And Mean, what do you have for breakfast and how does it affect your day? Mean, are you there?
Me? Yeah.
What do you have for breakfast?
Breakfast is sometimes rice or sometimes meal, bread, or sometimes pie. I mean choco pie, you know. Choco pie.
Yum.
Pie,
like with a crust and some kind of filling, right?
and in the morning I want to eat something slight because in the morning I will work more effect. In the time I carry out my job effectively each morning, so I want to eat something slight because I think when I eat so much, my brain act not really good, you know, because if I eat so much, my stomach will be uncomfortable and my brain not good to do job.
Understandable. You need to have a good breakfast in order to perform well.
Right.
And Su-Ming, you're up. What do you have for breakfast?
My breakfast is fried fish and eggs and ham and bread with butter and with milk tea.
Awesome. That sounds like a good hearty breakfast. And how does that affect your day?
Sometimes my breakfast is can maybe I will not eat a heavy lunch after the breakfast The lunch I just having a bowl of noodle.
So your breakfast is a heavier meal than your lunch.
Yes.
Interesting. Awesome. Okay, let's continue reading. The next 2 paragraphs are for Jarek. Starting with, given what we know.
Given what we know about different foods affect the risk of cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes, why should it be so surprising that the nature of the food we eat can also affect our emotional and mental well-being? Ludwig says. So, if eating lots of refined carbs and sugar may exacerbate our response to stress, and are these other types of food that make us more resilient? Researcher Joe Hibley of the National Institute of Health believes the answer is yes.
Thank you. Min, will you read the next 3 short paragraphs here?
Zooming on me.
Min, M-I-N-M?
I
M-I-N-H.
think there's a very strong connection between what you eat and your mood. Hibbert says he has spent the past 2 decades investigating links between the omega-3 fatty acids found in fish and emotional health. One of the most basic ways that omega-3s have to regulate mood is by quieting down the body's response to inflammation. Hibbert said.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, these paragraphs are chock full of complex words and vocabulary. Do you guys have any questions? How about the word exacerbate? What does it mean to exacerbate our response to stress?
Slow down?
To become worse?
Yeah, to become worse is a close definition for this. And if you look at the context, you'll get that sense as well. So it says, if eating lots of refined carbs and sugars may exacerbate our responses to stress, there are other types of foods that make us more resilient. So we're kind of talking about opposites, making our response to stress, yeah, exactly, intensifying, right? So then what is a good definition for the word resilient?
Make fort.
Make better.
Better, maybe. Stronger, perhaps. There's
Improve.
a kind of...
Immer.
More protection, maybe.
Resistant.
Yes, resistant is a great synonym there. Okay, any other questions from these few paragraphs? A lot of you mentioned eating fish, so this is a good note for all you guys who eat fish. They're super healthy. Next 2 paragraphs, Sumik, can you read them for us?
Oh, yes. Yes, when you get okay, when you get rolled up by something, whether it's a virus or an emotional stressor, you want to bounce back as quickly as possible. You notice. you can either be good at weathering stress, or you can be brittle, and omega-3s make your stress system more flexible. Uh, Hip, Hypins says he points to still studies showing that omega-3s can help protect uh, neurons against the damage that can be done by uh, traumatic stress.
Yeah, that's chronic stress with a
On
hard
stress.
C sound. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, next 2 paragraphs. Amp Ray, go for it.
He also points to clinical trials that have found that omega-3s may help control depressive symptoms, and a study of school children in England linked omega-3s to more pro-social behavior. The next one.
Yep.
Okay. Hebel knows that some people shy away from fish due to the cost, so he points to affordable options such as canned light tuna and sardines, which are good sources of omega-3s. There are also plant-based sources of omega-3s such as flaxseed and chia seeds.
Thank you very much. And let's do one more set. Anna, will you read the next 3 paragraphs for us that are very short?
Yes. Now, clearly, omega-3s aren't the only food that's good for our emotional health. Drew Ramsey, a psychiatrist at Columbia University and author of The Happiness Diet, says a nutrient-rich diet is best for beating stress. He points to his favorite stress-busting breakfast: scrambled eggs mixed with kale or other greens and topped with pumpkin seeds.
Thank you. Any questions from the last few paragraphs on vocabulary?
Yes. What is walloped?
Ooh, that's a good word. Walloped. Does anybody have an idea of what the definition of walloped is?
To beat? Beat?
Yeah, kind of like beat or hit. Something with a big force. So when something hits you with a lot of force, they're saying that you want to bounce back as quickly as possible from this event. And that food might be the key to helping yourself deal with these emotions.
Okay.
What about brittle? What does brittle mean?
Fragile.
Mm-hmm. It's fragile in a particular way. Brittle would be something that crumbles easily, something that falls apart or is tough but breaks, like maybe glass would be considered. It's a tough material, but if you hit it hard, it will crumble into many different pieces. There's no fixing that. It's not a flexible material. That's like the opposite of flexible, I guess.
Oh, sorry. You read brittle. However, I speak in brittle. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Brittle.
Brittle.
Exactly.
Two
What about
ways, right?
What? What was that?
2 ways, brittle and brittle. Both is okay.
Brittle. It's two syllables, really. And it's the opposite of flexible.
Unflexible.
Question?
My passion is the opposite of flexible is unflexible.
Yeah, you could say unflexible also.
Yeah.
So flexible and unflexible are opposites. And brittle is like unflexible, but it has a more specific meaning of something that crumbles when it's hit with force. What about chronic? What is a chronic stress?
Chronic is something betrays you at the end of your life.
Mm-hmm. Could be. What else is chronic?
Something that have a long time of lasting a long time.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So what are some chronic stresses you guys face? Can anyone name a chronic stress you have in your life?
We're supposed to take a bus.
Ah, those can be stressful. Public transportation is an endless source of stress, for sure.
Oh.
Anything else? A chronic stress?
Yes. What's the meaning? That means you need you need the treatment from the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
If you have chronic stress.
Yeah, a chronic stress can put you in the hospital for sure.
I also think it could be a teenager child, a teenager child.
Yes, definitely. Those guys are stressful. Teenagers are really stressful to live with.
Oh. Oh, I get the meaning.
All right. Some kind of consistent or intense stress that you struggle with on a regular basis. What are some other chronic stresses you guys have in your life?
Traffic.
Traffic,
yes. So frustrating.
Job.
Anything else? Huh?
Job.
Shopping?
Yeah, your job. Yeah. Work.
Yeah. Shopping, totally. Can be stressful.
Not shopping. It's job.
Oh, jobs, yeah.
Yeah.
Jobs can be stressful for sure. A lot of stress comes with work or bosses sometimes. Definitely. All right. Any other vocabulary questions from what we just read? Okay, then let's go on. And the next 3 short paragraphs are for Anatoly.
Okay. With this, he points from this one. Okay.
Oh no, you were right. We already read that paragraph there. You can just read these 2 then.
Okay. With his meal, you are covering all your bases, Ramses says. The eggs are a good source of B vitamins and protein, which can be more satiating than a carb-based breakfast. The greens are incredibly nutrient-dense and are a good source of vitamin A, vitamin K, and potassium. As the pumpkin seeds are a good source of magnesium, which is thought to play a role in fending off anxiety, and zinc, which may help boost the immune system.
Excellent. So he gives us the recipe for a stress-busting breakfast. Eggs, kale, or other greens with pumpkin seeds. Would anybody try this themselves? Does anyone think that sounds like a delicious breakfast? Does anyone think it sounds terrible? Like not a good breakfast?
Vegetables in my breakfast? It doesn't
Yeah, you
sound
think it's
good.
gross? No good?
No, my mind is not ready to receive that.
All right. Anyone else have a comment? Does that sound like an amazing breakfast or not so delicious? I'm not usually one for vegetables in the morning either. It's a little too salty.
Yeah, my breakfast I like the lobster. Lobster.
Lobster?
Yeah, for breakfast it's very good. If
Wow.
you have if you have enough money.
Yeah, that does sound like a healthy breakfast. Protein rich and omegas, probably omega-3.
Yeah.
Usually not my first choice for breakfast, but it sounds like it would be healthy.
Yeah. If you cook a lobster with cheese and noodle, that is very good.
Yum, sounds great. Sounds delicious. You're making me hungry. Yeah, lobster can be expensive some places, but it depends maybe on your area. If you live in a seafood-rich environment, it might be a feasible breakfast.
Yeah. How about in the United States, the lobster is expensive in your side? Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. And we have a really cute comment in the chat box from Andy. Eat like a king in the morning, a prince at noon, and a peasant at dinner. I think that's a good rule, probably a healthy rule. Different cultures have different ways of eating, like amounts. In the US, dinner is the biggest meal. But here in Brazil, lunch is the biggest meal.
What's meaning eat like a king? How to eat like a king?
Oh, I think lobster sounds like a good way to eat like a king.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Any other comments or questions before we finish up today?
No, thank you.
All right. Well, finish reading the article and definitely listen to it as well. It's a great addition to what we talked about in class. And if you have any other comments or questions, you can let me know here on Verbling or on Facebook. I look forward to seeing you guys again in future classes. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.